What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Big Bro and Little Sis Reacts. I'm Tamaj, and I'm here with a special guest. You can go ahead and introduce yourself.
But it was on a different account. But I plan to make YouTube videos in the future, so you can um, subscribe to me if you want, or just look out for my videos. But my X handle is just Jordan97. I follow Tamaj on there, so you should be able to find me on there. So.
Yep, and Jordan had asked if we could do a sort of like a Scream panel, like a trivia type thing, because Jordan has been sponsoring the Scream movies over on Patreon. So if you haven't seen those, go over there and check that out. But they are all complete, and so we decided, hey, why not have a chat about all these movies and kind of give just some more insight on like my brain on what I was kind of thinking about these characters, about the plots and things like that. So we're just going to be discussing the movie, take a couple quizzes. Jordan has some questions that he prepared, and we'll do a tier list in somewhere in this. So we can get started. Jordan, I'll let you take the lead, and we'll go from there.
Yep. Before we get started, though, I have a Scream shirt. It's from the part of the DVD cover of the first movie. So that's my shirt.
I recognize it. Old school poster. Y'all know I got me a Hot Topic Scream shirt. Me and my sister. Like she says in our videos, be prepared to be sick of these shirts because we gonna wear the hell out of these.
I can never be sick of those shirts. Those shirts are awesome.
They are, and I love the on this.
Okay. What am I doing? Huh? Huh? What am I doing? Hello? Nice try, Randy. Tell Tatum to hurry up, okay? Bye now.
If you hang up on me, you'll die just like your mother. Do you want to die, Sydney? Your mother sure didn't.
Look.
Fuck you, you creep.
Alright, now she's serious. But she was calling the bluffs.
Oh my gosh.
Because he was talking to her, she was walking past the door. How you ain't hear that, ma'am?
Oh, he ate that up. Right.
He ain't cut a neck meat. Damn, he flew! Girl!
She wasn't lying about her.
She tried to run up the front door first.
Now close that, yeah. Do your little thing. No!
It works! The thing where they put their arm through and try to stab. Me trying to panic and dive. I'd have been trying to hit him with some shit. This type killer.
So I have the questions ready. Most importantly, I have a Red Bull.
And I got some lemonade.
Nice.
People always think alcohol and red cups. These are just good for regular drinks. Yeah, I even put water in them. I hate dishes.
All right. So first question, how do you feel about the Scream franchise overall?
I really enjoyed it. It's probably definitely one of my favorite horror movie franchises, just simply because it's very well written. They play off each other really well. Despite the recent movies and the past movies having a bit of a gap between them, they still bridged it perfectly. They made the newer ones feel really relevant, and they were able to up the ante just about on every single one of them and keep you engaged, keep the stories flowing, and I really just enjoyed it overall. They did great character work. I love how they That's one of my favorite parts is how like they have like the horror movie tropes and how they call them out and like this is what's supposed to happen and this is what happens in a sequel and this is what happens in a requel. Like I love those scenes and how they just break it down each movie. But yeah, overall, love the franchise. Me and my sister both. I'm actually sad it's over. Well, I think there's gonna be a Scream 7 eventually, but hopefully I can resist the urge to not go see it in theaters and I'll wait to do a reaction. Um, but yeah, me and my sister love to go to the theaters, but yeah, really love
Yes.
it.
Um, I've been a fan of the franchise since I was a little kid. I don't remember how old I was or like even which movie I first saw, but I remember vividly watching at least the first movie the most because that's my favorite in the franchise. And yeah, I've been a fan since I was a little kid, but as I grew up more, the more of a fan I became. So I would consider myself an OG fan. But the thing is, I never seen the Scream movies in theaters until the fifth movie. So the only Scream movies I've seen in theaters is the fifth and sixth. Well, I wasn't even okay. So I wasn't even born yet when the first one came out. So obviously, and then the second one came out a few months after I was born. So obviously not. And then Scream 3 came out when I was um, 2 because it came out early of 2000. So and I was turning 3 that year. So I guess the fourth one I could have seen in theaters if I was when I was younger, but I wasn't as big of a fan yet. But after Scream 4 came out and I watched the first three in that one, that's when I became more of a fan. So I've been a fan for a long time. Love this franchise.
Yeah, I don't know that my family they're big horror fans, so it's really just me and my sister, and kind of like you, we were kind of too young to go see those. They're probably what rated R,
Rated
or
R.
were they
Yeah.
PG?
R
Yeah,
rated R.
so I've never been able to go see them because my family wouldn't have been interested in going to see them. So
Hmm.
yeah, me and my sister we've kind of been making up for that because we go and see everything. So we go to the movies at least once a month. So
Yeah. So yep. Overall, love the franchise. Amazing. Um. And quick question. This is a bonus question we could put in right here, just even though it's not my questions. But really quickly, we can say our rankings for all six movies. You can go first.
okay. All right, off the top of my head, rankings. I'm gonna give it to the first movie as number one, just because it's an OG. You know, you just can't top that. Seeing it for the first time, seeing how much it stands out from all other slasher films, and I just love the OG characters. And the two killers were hilarious. They were great. I thought their plan was well thought out. Especially if you're watching it for the first time, you just it takes you a minute to realize that there's two killers. Like you just wouldn't expect that. So like that twist, it was big. So like I guess you can kind of expect it in the next few films, but it's just like that one was a real big shocker. So I really liked it for that, and just because it was a great introduction to the franchise. Love Sydney, love Gail, love Dewey. So it got you to fall in love with the franchise. So I'm gonna give the first movie the first spot. And then I'm going to give Scream 6 the second spot because that movie was just amazing. Really, I could say 1 and 6 are tied, to be honest. But um, 6, it was very bloody. It was very aggressive. It was just ruthless. Like I loved it. It didn't even have Sydney in it, which was surprising. But the characters, I feel like personally, were a lot. The newer characters were a lot better written in that movie. Um, there were multiple killers, which you didn't expect. They kind of had a lot of twists in there. They were throwing in some false information and just really, I don't know, playing with expectations. And I think they just did a really good job on 6. And I really think it made Sam's character a bit more interesting with her having this issue with, seeing her dad and, kind of worrying about if she's going to fall into, um, this role that he was in this killer role. And she does, like, when she stabs people, it's very aggressive. And, she even put on the Scream costume and, you know, she just went in, and personally, I would love for her to fill in her father's shoes. I know that sounds horrible, but I think it would be very compelling to see her and Sydney go at it. Like we've been building up the Sam character. It'd be fun to watch an innocent character who's been victimized so much that she turns into, you know, what was trying to, you know, kill her. Um, I just think that would be a really cool story, and I really hope they do that one day. If not, it's fine. But either way, this movie was just epic. I just love that. Um, After that, I think I have to give it to what, four, Scream 4. I really enjoyed the entire cast in that one. That was where we got what was that, Kirby, right? Was she in that one, or was she in 3?
Yes, Kirby was in that one. Kirby was in 4.
In 4. Yeah, she was in 4. We got, what was it, Hicks in that one as well?
Yes, Judy Hicks was in 4 as well.
Yep. I really enjoyed that one overall. I think that was a third favorite. I think it was our second favorite until we watched Scream 6. So I'm gonna go with 4 for that one. For slot 4, I'm gonna give it to Scream 2. And then just because it was fun to see, I think it was the return of Billy's mom. She was the killer, and then she had a partner which she popped off, which was just wild. I think it also had a really good chase sequence with Gale, and just in it was a high school. I think that in general that was one of the best chase sequences. And it wasn't really a tough scenario to get out of too, with guns being pointed everywhere. So I really liked that. Then I'm going to give it to Scream 5. And then just because that one was also very aggressive, I didn't know what to expect. I'm still waiting for, Sydney, Dewey, and Gale, but we introduced a whole, bunch of new characters, and things like that. And then we got some of the OGs back, all the OGs back, I should say. Learned a little bit. Sydney got a family going on, things like that. I just really enjoyed that film. They brought Hicks back for that one, her child. So we kind of got to see, all these characters in the future and everything, that happened with them. But there was some things I didn't like, and I could go into it, but y'all can watch the reaction for that. My least favorite was Scream 3. But Jordan, you explained to me, because of the things that were going on in the time period, they had to tone down the violence and things like that. Yeah. And I think that was the only movie where we had one killer, right?
Yes. Originally, there was going to be 2, but they scrapped it and changed it because scripts were getting leaked.
Okay. So that obviously had some issues. But overall, even with that being my least favorite, it's still a really good movie. I'd rewatch it. Overall, I enjoyed the franchise. So I think that's my ranking. I think I can stick with that.
Not the live footage? Girl, follow him. He ain't that fast.
Right.
Don't be caught alone.
And get away from Come on now. And call him leave. There's so many things you could be doing.
I know she ain't still standing down there.
Come on, turn the camera.
There's no one there.
That's not possible.
That's why I wouldn't have been standing there.
That's not possible. She's so real for that.
She get it. Okay.
Period.
Listen, them old school phones come in handy if you need to whack a bitch.
Yeah, my phone's pretty heavy too.
This is a scary place. If you ain't been in
My
the...
phone's 5 pounds.
Ma'am, I'm talking. This is a build. I've been in buildings like this, y'all, and it's scary.
Yeah, your high school building is real scary.
Oh, finally a room open. Well,
No, the 4th killer's in there. You left Dewey alone. Everyone for themselves. For real.
no, I've been holding on to the door, feet on the wall, and just holding it like this.
And I'm finding
Locking every door behind me.
Find a weapon. I'm so sick of them not finding.
God, let me hold on to my seat.
Nice. Mine would be the first film, because that's the one I grew up watching. That's the one I've watched the most. That's the one I just love the most. Very, and it could come into nostalgia, but I don't know. I just really love that film. And then Scream Six is my second favorite. That's definitely one I love. I would say, even though I love the first film more, I can picture myself watching the sixth film more, maybe like rewatch wise, um, because it's very entertaining throughout. Whereas the first film, it starts off, crazy, but then there's kind of a slow build up more. Whereas this film is like going, going, going. So, but I would say it's still my second favorite, just because I love the first film more. But Scream Six is an amazing film. Um, yeah, it did the characters a lot better. Um, I liked them in five, but they were much improved in Scream Six, especially Sam's character. She was a lot better character. And Chad became one of my favorite characters just off this film because Scream Five I didn't really care about Chad, but he was a lot better in Scream
Right.
Six, a lot more lovable. Um, and then my third,
Agreed.
yep, my third would be Scream Five because I really like it's a return to its form after many years. I know Scream 4 came out years after Scream 3 as well, but this one, um, people were not having hopes for another Scream film because rest in peace Wes Craven died in 2015, so people thought the franchise was done for. But when it got news that was gonna be made in 2020, because that's when they filmed it, was October 2020 was Scream. That's when they filmed Scream 5, but we didn't find out about the news about it until like around COVID starting, or actually I think maybe we found out it was gonna start getting made in like 2019, but then they had to delay it because COVID, so they delayed it to late 2020. But yeah, it's a return to its form. We got to see the characters, OG characters again, see what they're up to, and I know this is one of your reasons why Scream Five is more down for you, but I liked it that they had the balls to kill Dooley. I'm sorry, I did. I like because you can't expect these characters to survive all the time. Like Dewey has survived getting stabbed. Actually, okay, actually he got stabbed in the first movie and lived. The second movie he lived, and then the third and fourth. Well, the fourth he kind of got knocked down, but he didn't get like stabbed or anything. But like they've been surviving so many times, so it's kind of like realistic that final like one of these times the character actually did die. Like as sad it is, and I'd even cried during his death. His death was really sad, but it makes sense why they did it. Um, but and at least they gave him tons of screen time before they did it too. It's not like they just like killed him in the opening. I feel like that would have been worse if they had done that. So and it makes sense why they did it. They had to have Sydney come back because she was like, oh, I'm gonna stay away, and then he died, and she it makes sense for that character to come back for that reason. And it gave Gale development too. So I don't know. I really liked Scream Five, um, and the Ghostface Killers being like in the toxic fandom, like kind of like how real life is toxic fandoms. It makes sense for its time. So I really like Scream Five. Um, Fourth would be Scream Four. I love Scream Four. Um, I Jill is still my favorite Ghostface in all the franchise. I love Jill as Ghostface. Her motive it was ahead of its time. About being famous for basically nothing really. Like you could be famous for just fucked up shit happening to you. So and that was in 2011, but now it's more relevant now. So that movie was ahead of its time as well. I really loved that motive, and I would say she's the closest Ghostface to get away with what she was about to do. She got to the hospital. They weren't suspecting her until she fucked up and mentioned this Gale's stab wound. So if she hadn't mentioned that, she would have gone away with it. She would have gone away with it. And fun fact: the movie was supposed to end with her getting rolled out of the house. There was not supposed to be the hospital sequence. And the plans for Scream Five was gonna be Jill um, getting stalked by a new Ghostface killer, and I don't remember if it was supposed to be that she ended up getting amnesia or something. I don't remember, but it was supposed to be a new Ghostface killer stalking her and knowing what she's done. So, and
Mm.
obviously, Sydney would have returned as well, and So that would have been interesting, like a Ghostface killer, new Ghostface killer stalking the old Ghostface killer. So that would have been interesting, but obviously they didn't go through with that. They filmed the hospital sequence so they can kill the Jill character instead of just her ending at getting rolled out of the house. So and obviously they introduced Kirby, and Kirby's one of my favorite Scream characters. So I really love. I'm glad they didn't kill her off because like Wes Craven said, like, hey, she could be alive. Like this was, she could still be alive, and then years later they brought her back, which is awesome. Because she only got stabbed twice. Like she can. There's been people getting stabbed multiple times in living. Like Dewey has. Um, and
Chad.
so yeah, Chad now like in Scream 6, you know. So um,
I
also
think
I
even
hate.
in 5 he stabbed a lot, didn't he?
Yes, he was stabbed a lot in 5 as well. And I don't like how people are like, oh, how do these characters survive? They got stabbed so many times. It's like you can legit survive multiple stabbings. Like if there's nothing to the brain and it's mainly like stomach wounds, like you can easily survive that. Like if nothing vital was hit. So I don't like how people are like, oh, so unrealistic. It's like, okay, do you not remember the earlier screams where Dewey got stabbed multiple times and lived, but now you want to criticize the character getting stabbed multiple times and living? It's just ridiculous. People, just older toxic fans hating the newer movies just because they like the older movies more, and just and it's funny because Scream 5 legit tapped on that with the Ghostface killers being toxic. So I don't know, it's ironic. So yeah, Scream 4 is in that placement. Fifth would be Scream 2. Um, I would say the I love the opening, um, and with the movie theater, I think that's a really cool opening. Um, when seeing the characters return for the first sequel, so it's cool seeing them more again. And how you mentioned Gil's chase scene, that's like one of the most um, favorite. That's like a lot of people's favorite part in that movie is the Gil's chase scene. Um, but a lot of people say that that's still the best chase scene we've had in the franchise. That one, and I agree. It's probably my favorite as well, or at least one of them. That's a really good one. I don't know. The final act is cool. Billy's mom coming back, like coming into the picture and being a killer. Motive makes sense. A lot of people criticize Scream 6 and say, "Oh, it's too much like Scream 2," but it's like you have to realize that it's mirroring Scream 2 because the last one mirrored the first one, so that's why they did that. Like it's on purpose to mirror it. So to pay homage, I should say, to the it. So and it's not exactly like it either. This one we got 3 killers. So and they're all family members. In the second one, it was just the one. It was just Billy's mom. It wasn't even Mickey that was related to her or anything either. So I'd say Scream 2 is second least. Um, least favorite is Scream 3. I'm always back and forth with Scream 2 and Scream 3, whichever one I prefer of the two. But after rewatching them with you and your sister, I'd say Scream 3 is my least favorite. Even though I still really like it, it's still good. It's just, and it's not the movie's fault because of how they had to make it because of what was going on, like with the Columbine shooting and everything. So I get it that they had to tone it down, even though they originally didn't want to. Wes Craven was like, I don't want to tone it down, but unfortunately the studios had him turn the violence down and make it more comedic. Um, but yeah, I really like Scream 3. Originally, the original idea for Scream 3 was gonna take place back in Woodsboro, not Hollywood, and it was gonna be taking place in a high school again. Um, and it was going to be revealed that Stu was still alive and he was in prison orchestrating new Ghostface killers to attack new people. But since the Columbine shooting happened, they didn't want teenagers killing other teenagers in a high school at that time. So that's why they
Right.
changed it to do Hollywood. So, and a lot of people still run with the fact that they think Stu is still alive and could come back in Scream 7. They thought he was going to possibly come back in Scream 7. I mean, Scream 6. But they're thinking that he could return for Scream 7, especially since Scream 7 might conclude these character storylines maybe until future films, and maybe they could return just kind of like how Sidney Gill and Dewey did. But I think Scream 7 might end up being the last one with these characters, so it could be like a trilogy for these characters, and that Stu could end up still being alive, but I kind of hope not. I kind of feel like it's too late. It would have made more sense for Scream 3 what they were originally going to do years ago, but it's been so many years. Um, I just don't think Stu is still alive anymore. I think that's for sure long
Yeah,
gone. Um,
I feel like if he was alive, there would have had to been a trial. It would have been a high profile case just because, he was crazy. He was a ghost face. I think they would know. They would have to know he was alive, and they would have just had to keep that from us. And I feel like with all these movies, yeah, they would have had to mention that at some point.
yes,
I want
yeah.
to go with my theory that Sam should be a ghost face killer and versus Sydney. Because listen, bringing back Sydney and putting her in the forefront would be a game changer because she got kids. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like they should make her kids a bit older, and they go through that with her. You know what I mean? Like, I think that would just be so interesting. I mean, I don't know what reason Sam would really have for going after Sydney, but they can make something up. Them writers, they pretty damn good. So, I don't know. I hope they come up with something creative. They haven't failed us yet, so.
Yes. Well, in Scream 6, um, when Kirby and Mindy first were talking, Kirby mentioned about Stu, like if he's alive. So it's like, do they not know if he's for sure dead or not? Like it's very confusing. Um, I feel like I feel like you're right though that like it would be kind of well known if he lived. Like I feel like everyone would know because especially like Sydney and like Gil because they were in that incident and he was the killer going after them. I feel like they would have been notified if he was still alive, so they would know. So it's
Well,
like
yeah, they would have had to testify and things like that in court. So,
yeah, I just
you
don't.
know,
I feel like it's long gone. It wouldn't make sense if he was still alive,
I
in
mean,
my
I agree.
opinion. And about Sam, see, I personally, in my opinion, don't want Sam to become a Ghostface killer. I mean, it could maybe be interesting depending on what they did with it, but like, you're right. Like, what would she have a reason to go after Sydney? Like, what their last good moments in Scream 5 when Sam was talking to Sydney, like, am I gonna be okay? And Sydney was like, eventually you will be. Like, that was kind of like a sweet, like, not like moment. And like, Sam and Sydney are completely different final girls. Like, Sydney is more on the innocent side. She's done badass things, but like, she's more on the innocent, like, not to go crazy side, where Sam is like very brutal. Like, she like is fine with
I'm telling you,
killing when she has to. So I like that they didn't
you
make
make a
her
good.
a carbon copy. I like that they didn't make her a carbon copy of Sydney. I like her that they made her different. So I give credit to that. All right, yeah. So Scream 3 is my least favorite. And but I still like it. I'm still enjoy it.
He gonna stab you so fast. Yeah, she used the old trick from the first movie.
Don't put your back against that window now, girl.
Is there two killers? How's the door moving? No. Is this the sequel house? Oh, there got it. Yeah, there's multiple killers. There's no way. But there's like 3. How are you already in this house? Oh my god.
Yeah, I definitely would have failed. That would have been my death rate.
Ah, smart!
Aw, man.
That was smart. Shoot.
Now, second question. Oh well, we kind of already You know what? I didn't even realize that. I forgot this was my second question when I asked you about the rankings, but I guess we can go into more depth of which Scream movie is your favorite and why. You said Scream 1 is your favorite. Can you go more into depth why? I guess is more my question with the ranking, I guess.
Sure. Scream One, a couple months ago. I had seen that one before. I seen the first four when I was little. Um, I never seen them right when they came out. It was always like some years after. Obviously, kind of like you, I was already the movie was already out before I was born. I believe. So I don't know. I might have been like 10, 11, 12. So what happened was me and one of my best friends, we lived around the corner from each other. So like random times like during the summer we would go to each other's house and just watch horror movies. And we decided to watch Scream at some random point in our lives. And we didn't do them back to back. We just kind of were going through different, just watching random movies. So I had seen Scream 1. So I remember it a bit, but I didn't say much in the reaction. I mean, I told everybody that I watched it, but my sister, I don't think she had seen, or if she had seen it, she would have been little. Um, but I don't think she did. And so I didn't want to say much while I was watching that, but I also watched the Scary Movie, the parody. So that also, I've seen that more than I've seen Scream, and it has some parallels in there.
Mm.
So I really enjoy that. I think I enjoy that because of that, because it's just they were great movies. Um, but no, like I said, the OG characters, we got to introduce Sydney. We got to introduce Gail, and I always found Sydney and Gail's little rivalry that they do hilarious, and that's really prevalent in that first one. That was when we had the iconic punch scene, right?
Yes.
She punches Gail. I love that moment. Dewey, he didn't have his bum leg yet. I think he got it towards the end of the film, his messed up leg. Or was that the second one?
Yeah, because of what happened in the first movie of him getting stabbed in the back. It's when we got it in the second movie that he had that leg.
Okay. Yeah. So that was, yeah, I think I enjoyed those three the most, just watching their dynamic. And I really enjoyed seeing Gail and Dewey, the seeds being planted with them. And even I think they even had a little bickering, which was very enjoyable. And then since I think I knew there was two killers, I was kind of looking for the cue. So I kind of was examining the movie in a different lens. And I'm like, I'm always trying to figure out like the logistics of like how they're doing this. So I always figure like one person's toying with them on the phone, distracting, the other person's in the house. So I always was just fascinated with that, like how they did, how there was teamwork. And then, you got the famous garage scene, which was great when the killer popped up in the garage and the girl got stuck between the little pet entrance thing. But that
Yep.
was kind of when you really know, like if you really watch and you can see that there's two killers because the door to the garage, I believe, gets locked. And then you can see somebody on the other side unlock it for the killer after the character dies, which I was like, oh shit. So that kind of just upped the scale. And like I said, that twist right there, you just can't beat. And then the actors that they chose to be the killers, the characters in general, were great. Billy and Stu, yeah, they were epic. The way they played off each other, the way they were like trying to stab each other, because that's like some shit that they would really think of. Like, and that scene was just iconic. It was hilarious, and as foolish as it was, it allowed Sydney and Gail and Dewey to get through that situation. But I like it just for all those little moments. Um, it's just a classic. I mean, I think it really told every other slasher film, hey, we're doing it different. We're setting like a new bar, and we gotta step it up. And I think that's why I don't know that I watch a ton of slasher stuff, just because they can't compete with Scream. I think the last slasher thing me and Taya watched was Fear Street. We watched all three of those, but I still would choose Scream over those. I think Scream is a lot. Well, it's more grounded too, but I just think those movies are well thought out, well written, in my opinion.
Yeah, I love the scary movies as well. Mainly the first four. The fifth scary movie sucks.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
but the scary movie is so good. And when I've seen reactors on YouTube react to Scary Movie before react and never seen Scream and then react to Scream, it kind of like ruins the movie Scream for them because they kind of know. But the good thing about your reaction is that you kind of, I feel like you maybe forgot that it was Billions Stew, or like at least
Yeah.
because at least for sure the sequels you said you when you remember stuff you just don't remember who the killers are, which I'm like thank you because I love seeing reactors first time seeing who the killers are, so that's
It
great.
is odd, and maybe it's just because it was so long ago. I could not remember the endings to save my life. Going back into this, all I remembered for 100% fact was Sydney Prescott. I could always remember that
Mhm.
name, but I'm like, as far as like the killers and what their motives were, I was like, I can't remember. For some reason, the endings are forgettable to me. Not because they're not good. They just, I don't know why. I just seem to forget them. I don't have a real reason why I forget them. I think now that I'm older, I can probably remember. It might have just been because I was a kid and we were watching so many movies, but I just didn't remember. And then I felt like when I was watching it again, I'm like, wait, I feel like I have a hunch that that person, but they're so good at like playing with like paranoia and, putting suspicion on multiple characters and making it all make sense because some characters are just really scared, really nervous. Other characters are just as suspicious. Sometimes people don't always do the things you would do, so it makes them look a little sus. I just think the writing is fantastic. I really can't.
Mm.
You know, I don't know. It's just great.
I will say, um, the only other horror franchise, or at least when it comes to the first movie, that's came close to Scream in my opinion, even though it came out before Scream, is Halloween. Halloween is a great horror movie. Um, that's why when you had it on the pool, I'm like, I kind of hope that one wins, please. But in the future, I can maybe have you and your sister react to it. Maybe if I'm still on your Patreon tier next October, that could be like the one for October I picked for you guys. Um, so yeah, now that that question's answered, now there's two. We can do the quiz. Um, we
Okay.
can do the could you survive a Scream movie? So that'll be
I
the last
will
link
share my
I sent
screen,
you.
y'all. I hope it works. Hopefully everybody can
Since
see. I'm sharing my.
the cast for promotion for Scream 5 have taken this quiz, that's why it shows like screenshots of the YouTube video of them taking it. Um, so if you'll just have to scroll down to the part that says now it's your turn to take the Would You Survive a Scream movie quiz, and then I'll show the first question.
Got you right here. Okay. If your friends were to
Um,
typecast you in a horror movie, who would you be? The final girl, the scream queen, the nerd who explains everything, the older and wiser mentor, the skeptic, the loner who is misunderstood. If my friends were to do it, uh, to them, I'd probably be the nerd who explains everything, but I personally think I'm the older, wiser mentor. But I think my friends, since that's the way they worded it, they probably pick me as the nerd who explains everything. Because I just always have the need to over explain things. I like to go into detail sometimes.
I would say you're that as well. Um,
Thanks.
and no problem. So for me, I feel like people would say the loner who's misunderstood. I feel like that would be me. Because
Okay.
as much as I would like to be the final girl, even though I'm not a girl, but just like the type like final boy, I guess. As much as I would like to be that, I feel like I'm more the loner who's misunderstood for me personally. So I'm gonna click that one. All right,
Okay.
now we can go to the next question.
Second question. Ring ring, you're getting a phone call, but you don't recognize the number. What do? Let it go to voicemail, pick it up and hang up. You hate the sound of a ringing phone. Send a text instead of who it is, asking who it is. Pick up and ask who it is. Turn off your phone. You don't hear the phone because you don't know where it is. I'm a couple of these, honestly, and it really depends on my mood. Sometimes I will watch somebody call me and just let it go to voice. I don't even have a voicemail set up, so I'm just gonna roll that out since I have multiple ones. But normally I will watch some. If I'm not in the mood, I will watch somebody ring my phone, and I would stare dead at it and be like, "Nope." Pick it up and hang up. No, I wouldn't do that. Send a text asking who it is. I have done that, but I guess I don't do that too often. 9 times out of 10, I'll pick it up. If I don't recognize the voice, I'll ask who's calling. Just because if it's not a number, I'm genuinely curious. I'm like, well, shoot, what if it's important? That's the only thing that gets me. But I'm gonna go with pick it up and ask who it is, I guess.
Um, for me personally, what I do in real life is that unknown calls I have silenced. I have that on a feature on my phone, so it will go straight to voicemail when an unknown number calls me. And I'm very skeptical about random numbers calling me, so I immediately, if they don't, I wait a minute or two, and if there's no voicemail from them, I immediately block the number. Like, I don't care. If it's that important, they'll get in touch with me another way. So I guess for me, I would pick let it go to voicemail because it automatically goes to voicemail for me. So that's the one I pick.
Yeah, I always figure too. If it's important, they'll call twice, and then I'll pick it up the second time.
Yep.
Okay. Pick a fallen Scream character. Billy Loomis, Cotton Weary, Casey Becker, Maureen Evans, Randy Meeks, or Jennifer Jolie. I think I gotta give it to Randy.
All right.
Rip Randy. Yeah, Randy. He was the one that died in the van, right? He got
Yeah, in the
snatched up.
second movie. Yep.
He went too soon. He was ahead of his time.
Yeah.
We got Mindy now, though.
Yeah, we got Mindy and Chad. Um, I'm gonna be honest. I don't care that much about Randy. I'm sorry. Like he's okay. He's okay. Like I can identify with him because of how knowledgeable he is about horror movies. But like we have
Mhm.
Kirby and Mindy for that now. So it's like and they're more likable in my opinion than Randy. Randy was a bit annoying a bit, like with his crush with Sydney. He was kind of a little annoying in my opinion. He's not the worst character in the franchise, far from it, but I just feel like he's not as great as everybody says he is. So but we did get Mindy and Chad because of him, so that's cool. Um, in my opinion, I'm picking Jennifer Jolie. She's a great character. I love her. In my opinion, it'd be more realistic if she came back for Scream 7 because she only got stabbed twice and fallen through the mirror in Scream 3. And it would just be totally in character for her to fake dead because she's an actress. So it
Yeah,
would
she
make
was the one that was going at it with Gail, right?
Gail, yes. Like their
That
dynamic
was
was
very.
so funny. That would be amazing to see in Scream 7. I really hope that happens. Even the
I
actress
don't know. If I, want,
got asked
I don't
if
know if
she.
I want Gail in 7 because I'm scared because
Hmm.
I thought they was gonna take it from me in 6. Lord, she tired. Sydney got a break this time around, but I think Gail need a break next time because it was too stressful. That was probably the most stress I felt in 6.
I get it. I would I get it. The only way I would maybe want Gail to return for Scream 7 is if Jennifer was to return because I'd want to see their dynamic again. That's it. You're right. Gail deserves a
Okay.
break. Okay. Next question.
What would you do if the killer was in your house? Hide in a closet, run outside and flag down for help, call 911, call the friend who always picks up to help, stay and fight, play dead. Well, see, the way my house is set up, it is definitely not a house we're going to be running around in. I'm more than likely going to get trapped somewhere. Well, there's a couple different like ways you can circle around. Guess I could play tag if I wanted to, but really don't want to do that because I'm clumsy, y'all. I'd probably be done fail and got stabbed up. I ain't gonna call nobody because none of my friends live near me, so that's not gonna help. Playing dead, they know they ain't kill me, so that's stupid. Run
Right.
outside and flag down for help. Who gonna help me? Everybody else gonna be scared too. I guess I gotta stay and fight. I mean, I would call 911, but I'd rather prepare for a fight than sit there on the phone. And then if I'm talking, I'm also giving away my location, even though the killer probably knows where
Ooh.
I'm at.
That's a good point.
I'm gonna stay and fight, y'all.
See, my thing is that these are multiple for me. Like, I would call 911, then I would run outside, and if the killer was following me, then fight. Like, I don't know. Just like, there's multiple ones, so it's kind of hard to pick which one. I guess, I feel like if I try to stay and fight, I'm gonna freaking lose. I'm gonna get my ass kicked and killed. Um, because I don't know, I just feel like I'm not that confident, I guess. It depends on how big the killer is too. Like, what if they're like huge? Like, I'm not gonna have a chance. Um, run outside and flag down help. I could like, I guess if I couldn't run outside and flag down for help, if a neighbor believes me, they'll call the police. I guess at least. I'm gonna go run outside and flag down help. I'm gonna just hope that a neighbor will believe me and help me, like, and they'll call the police at least, because then that gives two birds, one stone. So I'm gonna do
Listen, a lot of my neighbors are older. I ain't got time to
that.
so I'm gonna have to fight.
All right. Next question.
All right, next question. Which Scream twist shocked you the most? Billy Loomis admitting to killing Sydney's mom in Scream, Mrs. Loomis being the mastermind in Scream 2, Roman Bridger being Marine's long-lost son / Sydney's brother in Scream 3, Billy Loomis and Stu Macher being the original killers in Scream, Sydney wearing a bulletproof vest in Scream 3, or Jill / Sydney's cousin being the reboot killer in Scream 4. I think I want to give it to Jill. Because Mrs. Loomis, well, to be honest, I had no clue in Scream 2 who the killer was. Like, I don't feel like there was a good amount of alluding to who. I think there was one person that I suspected. I think it was. Who was Mrs. Loomis's partner?
Mickey.
It was the other news person, right?
No.
Or no? No.
It was Mickey.
Who was it?
Mickey.
Mickey.
He was he was in the front group of Sydney's.
Okay. No, it wasn't Mrs. Loomis. That made sense to me. Roman would probably it's a fight for Roman and Jill, for me. Because Billy and Stu were on my sus list when I was watching because they just seemed a little off. Sydney wearing a bulletproof vest, I think I had remembered that, and I think I had kind of like seen in the background they were like showing like one of the police vest things. So I was like, I think I even said in the reaction like it would be smart to grab one of them vests.
You did.
So I think that was, yeah, I think that made sense too. So I'm gonna go with, I want to give it to Jill. I do.
Yep, I'm picking the same thing. The Jill one. That's still probably the most shocking Ghostface reveal in my opinion.
Definitely. All right. And lastly, for funsies, pick an iconic Gale Weathers look. The iconic long bob, the iconic chunky red highlights, or the iconic wispy fringe. I think I'm going to go for the wispy fringe. I like that look for her.
Wispy fringe?
Yeah. What about you?
Sorry, my phone kind of is being weird. I have to go all the way back down. I'm going for the highlights in Scream 2. I love that haircut.
Okay. And when I click the answer, it says, "Oop, you died. I'm so sorry, but you were the first to go." On the plus side, you didn't see it coming, so at least you didn't have to live through the terror. And then it has a gift that says, "Bitch, hang up the phone," and star 69 his ass. Well, that lines up about how they treat black people in the movie, so I am not surprised they killed him. That's how they do it, y'all.
Okay, well, I got you died, but you didn't die first. You fought a good fight, but unfortunately the killer got you before you could get them. So we both died, but I lived longer than you. Wow.
They did me dirty, but I didn't see it coming, so you know what?
That's true. I suffered more.
You get fucked up. That's crazy though. Ah, y'all see how they do us in the movies?
That was good.
Kirby?
Yeah, why you let your back go?
You know, you learn a lot when you watch movies over and over. All the plots are about trying to kill you.
We're still.
You think she's gonna get away? Think anyone gets away?
There you go. Oh! Got her. Now she got a scarf, you know. Huh? Jill?
Hello, Sydney. Surprised?
Oh.
Watch this. This is the part, my dear cousin, when the cameras turn off.
Oh, I don't remember none of that.
Already taken care of. Man, I got great
So where's
footage.
Trevor?
Robbie killed Trevor's Jenny, Marty, or Olivia even.
Good, we'll cut and upload it later. Make it all traceable to Trevor.
Speaking
Ah.
of which,
Just like the first movie.
mind you of anything?
Please.
Shut up!
Because they were going to frame the dad, remember? Or something like that. Or they had the
You
dad
think you
tied
got
up,
a
whatever.
shitty boyfriend, Sydney? There's one that fucks you, dumps you, and doesn't even make you famous.
The fuck, Jill? I loved you.
Shut the fuck up already!
This doesn't make any sense.
We don't know their
The cops
motivation.
want you to have this, Jill.
I mean, her brother was the last killer, so. Her cousin, of course. Her whole family is crazy.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have killed all those people, Trev. Gone and put it on video even. But it means a lot that you did it for me.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I am not the girl you cheat on.
We can do these next two questions now. So these ones involve characters. So this this first question is, between Sydney, Gale, and Dewey, who is your favorite and why?
That's you put me between a rock and a hard place. I don't like that question. I feel like I love them all so equally, all for different reasons. I guess I want to give it. I really, really like Gail. I really, really like Sydney, and I really, really like Dewey. That's so hard
I
I'm trying
knew
to
it would be.
give one person the edge over the other. I I really like Gail, but there was times where she like I hated how she likes to solo things, and it got her taken out a lot. So that frustrated me with her. Dewey, him and that damn bum leg, they he was good. He jumped right into action. He's never afraid to run into the fight. It's just his final moments. He was just reacting a little too slow. Got him got. Sydney, I'm gonna give it to Sydney because y'all know I like smart characters. I feel like for the most part she doesn't do too many things wrong. I mean, I think as the movies go on, you get to see her confidence build. Even up to the point in the newer movies where she carries a gun. She was moving out of town. You know, she had these crazy security systems. I think she continued to learn. She continued to evolve, adapt, try to get ahead of the situation. She even stopped being scared, and she's just like, "Let's go fucking shoot this fucker." Like, I'm over this. Like, I got kids. I'm not about to deal with the bullshit. Like, I just really loved how far she's come. Gail, I don't know that she's changed a lot. She continued to use these experiences to prop up her fame. Continue to write her books and whatnot, do her, go on TV, do all this famous stuff. So she never really changed. Dewey, I feel like he kind of went into like a self-loathing phase, got really depressed. I just hate how things turned out for him. None of that diminishes, what I love about the characters, but I think as far as Sydney, I think she took the situations and made the best of it personally, made the best decisions for her life, and I think she's adapted the best. So I want to go Sydney for those reasons.
Yeah, I agree. Um, Sydney is my favorite as well. Because even though I love Gil and Dewey, there are times that they I didn't love him as much. Like Scream 4 with Dewey, I feel like him turning away from Gil and like trying to cut her out from like helping him and them. Like I kind of got annoyed by that because like they've been through this 3 times before. Like you should trust Gil to help with stuff. So like I still like Dewey, but that's the most I've least liked him with in Scream 4. Even though he was fine, but yeah, and then Gil at the end of Scream 5 saying she's not gonna write a book about the murders that happened in Scream 5. She's gonna write about Dewey, and then Scream 6 she ended up writing a book about what happened. So kind of like I can kind of see what you're saying, how she didn't really change that much, but I will say the most she's changed is how she was with Sydney. Like her and Sydney didn't like each other. Like I mean, at least Sydney didn't like Gil, but then by the third movie, like they seem closer. Like they're giving hugs to each other, and they're like a lot closer. So she did become nicer. I feel like Gil did, and more caring. She even cares about Sam and Tara. Like her chat with Sam and Sam talking about how her mom cut her and Tara off, or Tara cut her their mom off because their mom cut Sam off, and you know Gail was um, consoling with Sam about that. So I feel like Gail did get more caring as the franchise went on, but there are times where she kind of puts fame on a pedestal and makes that her priority sometimes. So I get what you mean by that. But Sydney's my favorite between three because she's never annoyed me at all, or like there's never been moments I didn't like her really, or like got annoyed by her. So I'd say Sydney is my favorite
Right.
as well.
Gail also learned how to dodge a punch. I love that moment when she
The first
used
one,
that
but then Tara caught her off guard with that second
Yeah.
one.
hmm
That was a
At
funny
least
moment.
she learned a little bit. She's like, she reminds me of
Yeah,
Sandra. She's a slow learner, but she learned.
Mhm. Now the next question is basically kind of like the same question except different characters. So between Sam, Tara, Chad, and Mindy, who's your favorite and why?
Sam, Tara, Chad, and Mindy. Um, you know, I gotta like, ah, Chad got a lot of points for me in 6. He did a lot of my favorite things. I've been telling you, like I absolutely loved the scene where they were in the apartment and the killer came out and he just dipped out the apartment. I forgot who was he with. He was with Tara, right? And those
Yeah,
two
Tara.
just
Yeah.
dipped out the That's the black people rules. Like I loved that scene. Like crazy is happening, we out. Like the instant. Like there was no second thoughts. They just ran straight out the door down the stairs. They didn't realize that they was almost out the building that everybody else wasn't behind them. Like oh shit. Like I thought y'all knew the rules. Like it was just hilarious. Um I also liked how protective he was in that movie. And even when he was getting stabbed up, he was telling the girls, "Go, get out of here!" Like he was willing to sacrifice himself. He's just a strong survivor. I really do like his character, just really based off the 6th one. He didn't do much in 5, but I enjoyed him for that. Mindy, I just really enjoy how smart she is. She was just about right on the money. Y'all know I love smart characters. I really like that, but Sam and Tara, they definitely stepped it up in this one. I like how complex Sam is. I like that. I don't know. Like I like that she's I mean, it's sad for her, but I like that she's battling this inner demon, that's from her father, and I like how she's not afraid to fight back, not afraid to play dirty. Um, Tara, I like that she was trying to at least be normal. She wasn't trying to let this event change her whole life. And she wasn't afraid to fight back either. And, she was also willing to fight if it meant, that her sister was gonna, die. She's like, no, you gotta let me go. She's like, I'm not gonna let you. So she, I think there was some growth in her. But overall, who do I gotta give it to? I guess I want to give it to Sam. I just like how brave she is, especially when she stole that police car. Like, she's bold. She's not afraid to take risks. She's not afraid to fight back. She's a bit of a thinker, quick on her feet. She reminds me of Sydney in some ways. So I guess I got to give it to Sam.
Okay.
But I like them all.
Mhm.
Which is a lot because I didn't really like Tara in 5, that much. So she
Blasphemous.
redeemed herself in 6.
Yeah, I love all of them, but Tara is easily my favorite. I love Tara. Maybe I'm
I'm
just
go for
biased
Sam.
because I love Jenna Ortega, but I love Tara. Yeah, so Tara is my favorite. I loved her in 5. I feel like, in my opinion, she was doing the best she could in her situation. Being injured and in a wheelchair, and she was still fighting. That's a badass right there, to defend yourself when you're at your weakest moment. So I really loved Tara in that movie as well. But she was definitely a lot better in Scream 6, though. Like, I loved, and I also loved her and Chad's relationship that they had started. I love those two together. So
Yeah,
I love all of
definitely.
them, but Tara's my favorite. All right, so now we're gonna do the tier list.
All right.
So this tier list is putting the more important characters of the Scream franchise in S, which is the best tier. That's like your favorite characters. A is that you really like that character, but they're not in your favorites, but you really like them. B is that they're decent. I like them, but I don't really like them. They're not up there for me. I like them, but I don't love that character. C is that they're okay. Like, they're okay. They're an okay character. I don't like them really that much, but they're not terrible. And then D is that I don't like that character. That character needs to be in the bottom of the barrel. I don't like that character at all. So, all right. So, what's the first character we see is you see Billy's first character too, right? Oh, yep. I see your screen now. Yep. All right. So
Okay,
wasn't working
good.
before, but so where are you gonna put Billy in the tiers that I just told you? Where would you put him?
Billy was very entertaining. I could watch Scream 1 all day. I'm gonna put him as an A-list villain. Whoops, I don't know what just happened, guys. It didn't took me somewhere else. Okay, A. So we're gonna give Billy Loomis an A. He was a great villain. I mean, his reasoning, I guess, was pretty decent, but more so, he was entertaining. And I just love that. Again, like I said, that kitchen scene where him and Stu were just stabbing each other. It was hilarious. Casey, she was the one from the first movie, right? In the beginning.
Yeah. Yes. She was on the first kill.
She, if I remember correctly, she did something that made me mad, and I think it was something when she was outside. She kept like looking back or something, and I'm like, "Girl, you better keep going." And then she just, her parents was right there, and I think she was just like throwing her hands up. I'm like, "Girl, get out of there!" She was doing too much. She went for D. I'm sorry, she was stressing me out.
Dang, really? See, I wouldn't
Yeah,
put
I'm
her
like,
there. I would put her in B. I liked her.
no, she should have been a little bit smarter. Mm-mm.
I mean,
And she
see,
was doing good when he was asking her questions about like the movies and stuff when she was doing a little trivia, but I'm not about to play with this killer. Like, I got stuff to do. And why are you keeping your doors unlocked, man? You should not have this many doors and windows unlocked. What is you doing? Stranger danger.
okay, that one,
Mm-mm.
to be fair, yes, she should have had the doors locked, but in her defense, they do live out in the middle of nowhere.
I don't care.
There's,
That's even scarier to me. I
yeah,
can't do it.
I'm just saying, to be fair, like, that's why like maybe the doors weren't locked is because they lived out in the middle of nowhere. So you kind of don't. But you're right. She should have had the doors locked. So, fair opinion. I just
Okay,
would
thank
personally
you.
put her in liked, but
Gotcha.
so
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with my D for her. Dewey, S tier. You already know. You already know. No explanation needed. Same with Gail, no explanation needed. S tier.
yeah.
Hembry. Remind me who that is.
Oh, that's the
Before I-
principal. That's the principal in the first movie.
Mm-mm. He ain't even memorable. He going a D. And he did something that made me mad. He wasn't. What was he? He was. Didn't he get killed? Didn't he get snatched up in the
He
office?
got killed. He got killed in his office. Yeah.
Yeah, no. Mm-mm. Kenny, remind me who that is.
That
Oh, her cameraman. Sir, you knew there was a killer and you was getting real sloppy, sir. D. Randy, I'm giving him an A. Randy was very smart. And again, he was one of those ones that was ahead of his time. He knew about the, the tropes, the how to deal with these scenarios. He was telling everybody, he was the coach. It was a loss when we lost him. So, and he gave us Mindy and Chad. So, he's an A character for me.
Just stalling for time, fuckhead.
Boom! Fuck Richie, go get that killer. Richie better get his ass up. He didn't get hit that hard. He got a cut and a head bump or something. Like, he ain't.
Right, you should have been ready.
This killer is different.
Around like this. Hello.
Talking about I'll get Richie. Fuck Richie.
Right, Richie's fine. He got a little concussion and a little slash. Somebody may have.
Oh, you threw that gun.
Are you for real?
He ain't lose his knife, that's for sure. But you losing your gun. Come
Come
on.
on now. Your nerves ain't damaged in your
What do we say to the god of death? Not today, bitch. Shoot!
There ain't no
Shoot!
bullet there. Just fill up. He got a bulletproof vest on.
I know, if he watched the other movies, he do. You gotta put one to the head. Unmask him later. Sir, one to the head, it don't matter.
Right. Pull that
This is
mask
different.
off. Come on now. Y'all too concerned about lives. You need to be concerned about
What?
The head!
Shoot him in the head. They always come back.
he's gone. Stupid.
Turn around, what are we doing?
All right, and this is where I was with the tier list. So I think the last person I put up here was Kenny Brown. Yeah, he is going in D because, sir, you could have done a little bit better.
So,
Remind
put
me
him
about
in-
Sheriff Burke. Yeah, I put him in D.
All right. So, remind you about who?
Sheriff Burke.
Hold on a second. I have the screen share is not showing for me, so I have to go back to the tier list and go to the characters. Okay.
Sorry, I don't know why it's not showing.
And where'd you put Randy?
Randy is an A.
Okay, Randy's an A. All right. And Sheriff Burke, he's the first sheriff in the first movie. He has a talk scene with Dewey, and Dewey's eating ice cream.
I mean, I don't think I have much of a reason to list him as a terrible character. But he didn't do anything significant, so I can make him a C. I'm cool
All
with
right.
that. Sydney's an S, no introduction needed. Stu is going to be an A because he's with Billy, and I think both just great villains, honestly. And I liked his level of crazy. It was very entertaining and very convincing.
Mm-hmm.
Tatum Riley. Remind me a little bit about her. I know the face.
That's Dewey's little sister and Sydney's best friend, who dies in the garage.
Oh yeah, she went through that damn group. Now she knew better than to try to fit in that little hole. Come on now, girl. And the killer was right there, ma'am.
Funny enough,
I know she didn't have any options, but Lord.
in real life, Rose McGowan was able to fit through that garage door, so she had to act like she couldn't fit through it.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So in
no.
real life, she would have gotten out of it.
Hopefully, I mean, the killer probably wouldn't have been moving that slow.
That's true. He
They
probably
were
would
just
have.
toying.
Yeah.
Yeah, they knew she was gonna get stuck, so he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna take my time." Yeah, I'm sorry, she got to get a D for that one.
What?
And plus, I'm not going. Okay, first of all, being at a party when there are killers around is crazy. Second of all, I'm not going into the garage by myself to get beer. Like that's crazy. I'm just not doing it.
Fair enough. I still liked her character. I liked her. I would put her an A.
I don't remember her much, to be fair. I'm sorry, so I can't.
Fair enough.
I can only remember the garage. I'm sorry, she didn't make it memorable.
Dang, that's all right.
Cece.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
the
I know I'm
sorority
probably really harsh, but Cece was a sorority girl in 2.
Yes. We're on to Scream
She
2
was
now.
the one,
She gets.
if I remember in the beginning.
She was in Randy's film class, and then we saw her alone at the sorority house, and then she answers the phone because she's the sober
When her
sister.
friend walks in, right?
Yeah.
And then
She goes up the
that she
stairs,
did
and
anything
then
else.
she ran up the stairs, and then Ghostface stabbed her in the back, and then threw her over the balcony.
I think she could have done a little better. I'm gonna give her a D. I'm sorry. I'm very harsh. If you died, you on the bottom tier. I'm sorry. You gotta do better.
See,
Except Dewey.
I liked
Piece
her.
Dewey here.
I liked her, but maybe I'm just biased because it's Sarah Michelle Gellar, and I love Sarah Michelle Gellar. But character-wise, I liked her for a bit for the few scenes she got. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it takes me a while to love people.
Yeah.
Cotton was creepy, and he really wanted fame. But he did help them out a few times. And he did go to jail for something he didn't do. But I do feel bad, so I'm gonna give him some sympathy points and put him as a C, just because. I mean, he didn't really do much of what I like. He helped them a couple times. That's what I like about him. But I didn't like how he was trying to force them to. Well, he did really save her, but only it was a bad time to negotiate. But like he had the gun pointed at, was it Mrs. Loomis, right? And only after Sydney agreed to do what he wanted did he shoot her. And I'm like, well, what if she didn't agree? You was gonna let her die?
That's a good point. That is a good point.
I don't know. It was just real selfish, like that. He was forcing her hand at that moment, so I
I'd put
didn't
him
really
in
like
C.
that.
Yeah, I would put him
Yeah,
in C
he
for
is.
me.
Derek. Remind me a bit about Derek.
That's Sydney's boyfriend in the second
knew-
movie.
Oh, and he proposed in the a lunchroom and all that.
He didn't necessarily
How did-
propose, but he gave her a necklace.
Oh, yeah, something like that. Okay,
Yeah.
How did he die?
He got hung up on the one figure thing, and then got
yeah.
shot by Mickey.
Yeah, he was trying so hard to help Sydney too, but they dragged him to that party, right?
Like a bunch of the sorority people, like tied him up
Yeah,
and like
they
poured
forced
beer
him.
on him, and then they tied him up to that eventually, and then Mickey ended up shooting him.
Yeah, no, he got done dirty. I'm giving him a B. He was a pretty good character. He got done dirty. But he did try to help Sydney from what I remember, and he was trying, but yeah, they grabbed him and tied him up so he couldn't do nothing. What's that say? Holly?
Hallie McDowell.
Remind me a little bit about her. I remember
That's
her
Sydney's
face
friend.
and
That's Sydney's friend and roommate in the second movie.
how she died.
Remember when the police car crashed and they had to get out of the
Oh!
car?
Yeah, I remember. Because Sydney had to go back to pull the mask up, but she was just standing there.
Yep.
I liked her. But but she shouldn't have just been. I don't know. I just felt like it really wasn't her fault. I'm gonna give her a B. I liked her.
Oh, okay.
She was entertaining. Joel, he was the other cameraman. Didn't he quit?
Yep.
He was like, "Yeah, fuck
Yeah,
this
he
shit.
walked
This is
away.
dangerous. Yeah, that's common sense. Yeah, B, because I'm not finna do this. This is crazy. Like, ain't no money in the world worth my life. Like, no, keep that. No, I like.
I also
him.
liked-
Marine.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just gonna say I also like the scene after Sydney hits Gil, and then how he's like, "Did you get that on film?" And then he's like, "Yes, I got that on film." that was funny. I liked that moment. That was funny.
He was a good character. He's getting a B.
Yeah, he was a good character.
Marine, she was the one in the movie theater in the beginning, right?
Yep.
She was cussing him out, but she didn't realize the killer was right next to her.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give her a C. I feel like she could have done a little better. Like, I don't know. There was some signs and she missed them. Like, I know he smelled different. Like, you don't smell like this crazy energy next to you. And you telling the girl, you in the movie. Like, no. Mickey.
The other ghost. That's
I'm
the
gonna be
ghost face. Yeah.
I don't remember him that much.
He was just the second ghost face.
I know, but I don't remember him much. I think you got to get a C.
Yeah. There's people that are like, Mindy. Mickey. People are like, Mickey is an underrated ghost face. And I'm like, you're probably saying that just because he's not that good of a ghost face. Like, in my opinion.
He's not. I don't. I mean, he's not
There's
a
some people
horrible
that
character.
there's some people that like him as Ghostface and say he's one of their favorites, but I'm like, I don't see it. Like,
I don't see it either. I barely remember him. I'm gonna be
Mrs.
honest.
Loomis.
I remember Mrs. Loomis.
yeah.
I'm gonna give her a B because it's justified. You killed my son. I don't care if he's crazy or not. That's my blood. Yeah.
My son may have been
He's smart
crazy,
though.
went on a killing rampage, but god damn it, that was my son.
Yeah, an apple don't fall too far from the tree. So she was pretty cool. Her downfall was hesitation, but she was going at it. She went hard to try to kill Sydney.
Oh, she was.
I think
she was
her
crazy.
downfall was she killed her partner. She should have never killed her partner. not
Oh,
to
for
the end.
sure. Yeah, she should have had him stick
Well.
around. She should have shot him after they got done killing Sydney and Gil. But no.
Exactly. So she messed up there, but
Yeah, she messed up.
I understood her motive. It made sense to me. So I'm giving her a B.
Yeah.
And Phil Stevens.
He's in the opening. He's Marine's boyfriend in the beginning. He died.
He died in the bath.
Yep.
You could have did a little bit better, sir. You black. You're supposed to be good in these situations, sir. I'm gonna give him a C. Sorry. Angelina Tyler. Remind me about her.
I remember you and your sister were hating on her, which was funny because I agreed. She was stupid. Like, she was the one that played Sydney in the Stab movie, and she was just acting weird and suspicious. And Sydney found her in the bathroom stall, and then she found the secret hideaway room, and then she told off Jennifer and Gil and ran away, and then got stabbed by Ghostface.
Yeah, no, she foolish.
Yeah.
Jennifer Jolie, she was entertaining.
I love Jennifer.
We talked about her earlier. Yeah, I'm gonna give her a B. I wouldn't mind seeing her back. She was very entertaining. John Milton, he was the head of the studio, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't he trash? I remember him being trash.
Oh, he was a sexual predator.
Yeah, he was trash. Mark Kincaid, he was the other detective, right?
Yeah, and I told you before on Twitter that I think it's either a rumor. I don't know if the fans put it together or the directors or whoever, but apparently the Mark that Sydney talks about in Scream 5, that's her husband, is this Mark. So she eventually, I think, married him. Yeah, he's the cop.
I think he was a good character. He really tried to help out a lot. And she took his vest, right? His bulletproof vest.
Yeah.
He helped. I'm gonna give him an A. I don't see nothing that he did wrong.
Yeah, I liked Mark.
He's not
I hope he
goated. He's not ROGs, but he did good.
I hope he returns for Scream 7. That'd be cool to see him again.
I hope Sydney takes the forefront so we can see her family unit and everything.
Yeah.
Martha, she was the one they visited in the basement, right? Whoops. Why does that keep happening?
She
She was
popped out at the movie studio and showed Randy's tape. That's Randy's sister. And she appeared in Scream 5 as well as Mindy and Chad's mom.
Right.
Yep.
I don't know that she did too much, but she's not horrible.
Yeah, there's not a lot
She was
of her.
helpful. Give her a B. She was helpful.
Hmm?
Yeah. Roman Bridger, the
Oh, yeah.
character in Sydney's half brother.
Yep.
I would have never seen it coming. I mean, he kept that a secret. He had a car. He played it. I might have to give him an. But do I like him a lot? I mean, he did it solo. He was the only one that did it solo. I gotta give him points. It was good. I can't refute that. Everybody else had to have somebody with him, and he masterminded it. I mean, you would have just never thought it was him.
Mm-hmm.
He did it perfectly. I got no complaints there. Sarah Darling. This was. I feel like she was going at it with Gail, wasn't she?
No, she wasn't. She's the one that went to the studio by herself, and like she went to Roman's office and like broke his trophy on accident, and like went on the call, and then she hid in the Ghostface costumes. And she picked up the fake prop weapon to hit Ghostface, and then she eventually got stabbed in the back, and felt like she went through the glass like window in the door. Yeah.
She tried. I don't hate her. I'm gonna give her a C. Steven Stone. He was the bodyguard, right?
Yeah, Jennifer's bodyguard. Yep.
Wasn't he being a dick to Dewey?
He called him Dewdrop.
Maybe. Tom Prince. Who was he?
One of the stab actors.
He ain't memorable. Tyson Fox.
Another stab actor.
I don't remember, y'all. All right, on to movie 4.
Yep.
Charlie Walker. Who was she?
You mean he's one of the ghost faces?
Charlie?
Yeah. That kissed Kirby and then killed Kirby. Not technically, technically killed Kirby. Like stabbed her. He got got strung up to the chair, and then Kirby had her phone call. But he's the second ghost face.
That was a weird photo they used.
Who is she? I'm sorry, that was funny.
They used a weird photo for Charlie. I'm like,
yeah, it looks a bit weird.
I don't really remember Charlie that much. Why don't I remember Charlie that much?
Because he's not a memorable ghost face.
I know. I might have to give him a D because I don't think I remember much about him. Now, Jill, she's an A. She was very well thought out. She almost got away with it, like we said. She had one little slip up. I gotta give it to her. She was up there with the killers.
She's my favorite ghost face.
Yeah, she was good. She was good. I mean, I hate that, family's supposed to stick together and you out here trying to kill me, so you a little trash for that.
Trying to kill me because
you
you're jealous. You jealous, bitch.
Yeah, so you're one for A. Be glad I gave you that. Judy Hicks. I don't know what it is about Judy, but I liked her. She was sincere. She was honest. She loved her child. She did have a thing for Dewey, but she never did anything wrong in her life. So I'm gonna give her an S. She was a good character.
I liked her more in Scream 5. I really liked her in Scream 5.
Me too. She just got played. I mean, we all got played. I just never expected the killer to appear in broad daylight. I just didn't. So yeah, Judy, she's an S. Kirby, I really liked Kirby, especially in this latest movie. I'm giving her an S because she didn't have to come back and help, but she did, and we doubted her, and she still came through. So yeah, Kirby's an S character. Olivia Morris, remind me what she did.
She was in the she was in the friend group in the fourth movie, and remember the closet scene where Ghostface is in the closet and Kirby opens it, but he's not in he's not in that closet, he's in the other closet, and then she had a really gory death, and she got stabbed up in her bedroom across in the second house. She was in that friend group, and she called Sydney like the angel of death.
I don't remember her. She got to be a D. I'm sorry.
The only thing memorable was her death scene, but yeah, I agree.
I don't even think I remember that. Rebecca Walters.
Oh, that's
What'd she
Sydney's
do?
like publicist. Remember? And Sydney fired her because she was trying to. And she died in the garage. And not the garage. Well, she died in the parking lot area. In like winter car. Yeah, she was.
Yeah,
Sydney, she was the bitchy like publicist. Like.
Yeah, I remember her scene now. Yeah, I'm gonna give her a D for being trash. I mean, she tried, but. Robbie.
Robbie was Charlie's friend, and he had the camcorder on his head, and he was in the.
And he
horror
was
movie
drunk
group.
and he had it backwards.
Yeah.
Foolish, sir. Killer on the loose.
I'm gay. I'm
Foolish.
gay. If that helps. Yeah.
Yeah, no. he was foolish. Trevor.
That was Jill's ex-boyfriend. They were really trying to make us think he was a Ghostface killer. And he got shot in the dick by Jill.
I mean, he wasn't trash. I don't remember. I do remember him, but I'm gonna give him a C. Because he was a victim. Amber.
Oh, yeah, it's been 5 now.
Amber was... Yeah,
she was
we're
one
on
of the
5.
Ghostface. Yep.
That's what I thought. I don't think I remember expecting it to be her.
Yeah, you didn't.
She was good. She hid in plain sight. I'm gonna give her a B. I mean, she was.
Yeah, I liked
Chad.
her. And the Chad.
Just off of Scream 6, he's S tier. Liv.
That was
Liv
Chad's girlfriend in the
was-
5th. That was Chad's girlfriend in the 5th. She ended up getting shot in the head by Amber.
But did she do anything that I liked?
She didn't really do anything.
Yeah, D list. She was simple. Mindy S tier. She's ahead of her time. They need to start listening to her. Now Richie, I mean, he went far out to do his plan. I got to give him an A. I mean, wow, he was literally right next to Sam way out. Who would have ever expected it to be him? I mean, it became a bit more apparent towards the end, but yeah, at first I would have never guessed it was Richie. He just seemed too far out of the loop, but he was dedicated. I mean, talk about months of planning. He's up there. Sam, I already said I'd give her. She's my favorite of the new school folks. Tara, I do like her, especially in 6. 5, she really hurt me though, so I'm gonna give her an A. She just, I don't know, something about 5. She just rubbed me the wrong way. I don't know. Maybe I need to relook at it, but for now, I think I'm gonna give her a 5. I just don't think she's as stand out. Well, she did some good stuff too. She was very brave. It's just 5. I just really don't like her on 5. That's what's bringing her down. Just 5. 6, she didn't do really anything wrong.
I personally don't see. I personally don't see it. But...
I know you like her, but
yeah, I know. I know. I see what you're saying though. Like it's,
Vince. I don't even remember Vince.
Oh, he's the guy that was like being creepy and like stalking Liv. He didn't really like get to do much.
And this is Hicks' son.
Yep.
He could have did better. I mean, he was just getting out the shower and stuff. I mean, he tried. It was daylight. Yeah, he was just chilling. He's taught her in B and C. What'd you think about him before I place him? You there?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry. Your thing was just being slow. Did you ask me something?
Yeah, what did you think of what's his name, Wes?
Oh, Wes. I liked him, but they could have did more with him a bit. He did try to grab the taser when he was about to get stabbed, but then unfortunately got stabbed. So unfortunate for him. But I feel bad for him.
He wasn't a bad character. I'll give him a B. He didn't deserve his fate. All right, on to the final movie. Inaka. She was the one that sacrificed herself, that got stabbed up real bad and couldn't climb the ladder, right? I think I was rooting for her.
Mm-hmm.
I want to give her a B. She really tried. She did.
I liked
She
her.
was just hurt so badly. Yeah, she was hurt real bad. I mean, what could she do? I mean,
Yeah.
the apartment was hard to get out of it. Adrian Chase, Danny, he was good. He was an A, honestly. Like he,
Yeah.
despite everything that Sam had against her, all the judgments and whatnot, he didn't judge her. He loved her for who she was. He wanted to help. And he was smart, giving her good advice. Don't trust anyone, not even myself, But even when it came down to it, he was trying to help up into the bitter end. So he didn't do nothing wrong.
Yeah, I liked him.
Yeah, I got him an A. Ethan. Now, Ethan played the goddamn part. I gotta say, I just would have never known. I gotta give him an A because you just wouldn't have expected it to be him. And I mean, he acted it off. Like he wasn't around her once, so they was sus of him. But he like, yo, it's me. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, he just played the role so well. He was good. And then his family played it off. Like, it was just smart. Now, Jason, he surprised me because he was in 5, wasn't he? He was
No,
just
he
like one of
wasn't.
those miscellaneous. No, he wasn't in 5?
Nope,
Are you sure?
he was just introduced in this one. Yes, I'm sure.
I
He's
had
not in 5 at all.
swore when I saw him, I recognized him because I'm like, oh, he was like one of the classmates in 5. Really?
Nope.
Well,
this
he
is
was a
first
killer, and he
Yep.
got killed by a killer, so you're pretty trash.
Yep.
Laura. Laura. Remind me about Laura.
She died in the alleyway.
Oh,
By
girl,
Jason.
you know better. Yeah, no,
You knew
she
better.
better. If you know better, you do better. Quinn, again, faked her death, played the part. I mean, and then Wayne played the part. I mean, he orchestrated it. Damn, he might be an S villain.
Yeah.
I mean, wow. Smartest of them all, really. I mean, and he had the perfect cover.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know what? His daughter, I mean, he faked his damn daughter's death. And then we didn't even know about the son. He was very well thought out. And he was getting justice for his child. For Richie,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
I mean, that's dedication. I mean, we talk about gathering the family and we're going to avenge our son. I mean, he up Miss Loomis. Like,
He owned Miss Lou.
and that's my rankings, y'all.
Yep. I agree with some, but there's some that I disagree with, but that tends to happen. Like, we're not gonna agree with every single thing, and that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, I don't know that we'll ever agree on Tara, but seven may bump her. You never know.
That's true.
Okay, 7 may bump her. 5 hurt her for me. I know you like her,
don't-
but
I
to be
just
honest,
personally
I've
don't
never
see
seen
it.
Jenna Ortega in anything together. So
The-
yeah,
well,
I didn't
Scream
even
5
have
was my
any
first
Jenna
thing-
Ortega's.
Well,
Oh, really?
that was my first thing seeing her in Scream 5. That was my first thing seeing her. But then, since then, seeing her in Wednesday made me like her a lot more. Wednesday's a great show that maybe you'll see in the future. Who knows? But And then
My
Scream
sister
6,
watched
she
the
bumped
show.
it up even more. So, yep.
Okay. All right. Well, that's my rankings.
All right.
And I believe you have 2 more questions for me.
Yep, we'll do 2 more questions and then the last quiz. And then we'll wrap up the chat. So, all right. This question is, who's your favorite Ghostface and why? If you could pick one Ghostface, that's your favorite, who would it be and why?
Like I just told you, what's his name? I gotta give it to Wayne. I mean, he had the resources. I mean, that was the best position to be a Ghostface because you can manipulate, the circumstances. And he was into it. Like, he faked his own daughter's death. I mean, like, she could not, even though she was alive, she would never be able to live a normal life without there being major suspicion. So, like, he was really all in on the plan because he sacrificed, her living a normal life, and he was trying to avenge his oldest. That's dedication. Like, yeah, no, I'm about to fuck you up because you got my son killed. I don't care that he was a killer. That was my son. Yeah, like, I'm supposed to be the one to take him out this world for doing wrong, not you. So you know what? No, he was good. But Jill, I mean, she too, really good killer. But I'm gonna give it to Wayne just because his dedication. And I mean, you gotta think about how he set the trap, locked them in there, had the shrine. I mean, it was so good. It was so entertaining. I gotta give it to Mr. Wayne.
Yeah. See, earlier I said Jill was my favorite, but I liked the killers and the 6th film. I would say out of my favorite out of the 3 is Quinn, though. She was the one in the apartment with Gail. She was the one attacking Gail, and she was close to getting Gail. So, yeah, so she was close there. I think out of all Ghost Faces, I've only... Sorry, what were you going to say?
Oh, no, I was just going to say, who do you think was the one that was attacking them in the grocery store?
That's easily Wayne. How the Ghostface handled the shotgun, that's definitely him. Because, and also Quinn and Ethan were up in the apartment when Sam and Tara left. Oh. So they couldn't have just snuck out like that. So, oh, sorry, just got a text.
And then Ethan did the apartment attack.
No, the apartment attack was Ethan.
Yeah, that's what, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sorry.
Okay. No, you're fine.
Alright, so... and I think the only Ghostface killers that I never really liked was Mickey from the 2nd movie and Charlie from the 4th. All the other Ghostfaces have been good.
And I like that they have 2, so even if one's a little lackluster, the other one usually picks it up.
Yeah.
You and anyone who gets between us, you and Tara better watch your backs.
You better watch yours.
Oh! This one is bold! He just came out of nowhere. Sir, fuck that line! Oh, he don't care about people.
You got a problem here, guy?
And he got the old coupled up mask. I like it. Is it like the original Scream mask? He just fucking up everybody. Yeah, this killer is different. Like, in broad daylight. Come on, store owner.
Yeah, gas station owners gotta be right.
I know that's right.
But this is definition of America. Now you
I
wanna
like this
listen.
movie. This movie is great. Shit! Damn, you was our only hope. Alright, run while he getting his ass beat. Or get a beer bottle and get ready to bust it. Oh, that definitely ain't the Scream Killer MO. We didn't just level up the killer. Gave him a fucking shotgun.
He about to start shooting owls. At least they gonna
he'll
know
run
it's not them.
Shotguns don't carry too many bullets. My Aunt Chicky always told me if you need to fuck somebody up in the store, get you a can of beans, bust it over somebody's head.
What?
Alright, final question. For the 7th movie, what do you hope for and what do you expect from it?
like I kind of told y'all earlier, I would absolutely love to see versus Sydney and Sam become this killer because I mean you gotta think she has everything against her. I mean the public's perception of her is horrible. Um, even her so far as like her therapists are even like whenever she tells them they're like we gotta report you. Like she cannot get any help. She's clearly suffering from the events of this, her father, everything. I think she would be a really good villain. Now, with that being said, I say going after Sydney because, like, I still don't think that Sam would lose her mind so much that she would like go for Tara or any of her friends. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see her being that far gone. But like, I don't know if they could come up with a reason for her to go for Sydney. Like, maybe you're the reason this happened. Like, this all started with you, and I'm gonna end it, or just something. I don't know, or maybe if you didn't kill my dad, well, yeah, something like that. Because Sydney was the one that got the kill on her dad, right? Or was
Yeah,
it Gale?
well, Gale shot him in the chest, and then Sydney shot him in the head.
Okay. So maybe something along those lines. I feel like they can write it and it would be believable. But I really want something different. Like I love watching stories where, your protagonist turns into the antagonist. And I just think that would be great. I think they've developed the characters very well to where like if they figured out at some point that Sam was the killer, I feel like it would be interesting to see like Tara and the rest of them try to reel her back and just to see how they would deal with that situation. And it's different than it being, a relative of some killer or whatever. I mean, she's a relative of a killer, but I'm saying like it would be different than it like them introducing a new relative that we don't know even exists. You know what I'm saying? Like we know this character, and it'd be interesting to see just the two OGs at odds. I don't know. That's just really, really, really what I want. And because she's violent enough, like when she put on that costume and was stabbing, like she just would be a good killer. So that's what I hope.
Is there anything else that you would hope or expect? Anything else?
Sydney. I really want her
Sydney?
prevalent in this one because we've been lacking her.
We need Sydney back, yeah.
And if Sydney's in it, I do want Gale in it. I don't want Dale to die or Gale to die. I would love to see Kirby again. Bring her back. But as far as anything else, no. I just wanted to continue being aggressive, violent. Oh, Jordan left on accident. I think he got disconnected. But yeah, I just wanted to be real aggressive and violent, and I just wanted to continue taking risks and doing some new and interesting things.
All right. So that now we can do the last quiz. Which character we are in Scream. Which iconic Scream character are you?
Okay. I am here.
Alright.
Alright, yeah. I'm ready when you are.
I'm ready.
Alright, first, what quality do you look for in a best friend? Honesty, loyalty, kindness, sense of humor, forgiveness, creativity. And a best friend, sense of humor, like we gotta be able to laugh together. Like we can't just have off humor or it just don't work. Like it's just gotta be sense of humor for me.
It's between two. I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna pick loyalty. Why not? I want a friend to be loyal and there for me no matter what. So, as long as they have my back, everything's good.
Okay. Good answer. Yeah, there was a lot of good ones. But see, me and my friends, all we do is laugh. And I already know they're loyal because all my friends are from when I was kids. So, I guess, yeah,
That's a
you
good
do
point,
look for that too. But yeah, really, you can't go wrong with some of those answers. I just know I love to laugh. So, choose your favorite Scream movie cameo. Drew Barrymore as Casey Becker, Jada Pickett Smith as Maureen Evans, Henry Winker as Principal Hembry, Sarah Michelle Gellar as Cece Cooper, Levi Shirby as Cotton Weary, Jim Bell as Chloe. Now,
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest, most of these people don't mean anything to me, and I really didn't know any
Really?
other than...
Well, I know most of them.
I know Jada. That's about it. I don't know the rest of these people. So I got to go with Jada. She's the only one I knew. Who would you pick?
Okay. Sorry, your thing is just like lagging, so if I'm not responding quickly, it's because I'm waiting. Okay. I'm gonna pick Sarah Michelle Gellar. I love Sarah Michelle Gellar. She's one of my favorite actresses.
What is she playing?
So, she plays Buffy in Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
See, yeah, I've never
I
seen.
love that show. It's one of my favorite shows.
Okay. How would you spend your ideal Friday night? Happy hour with all my friends, date night with my significant other, having a chill night with a few close pals, pampering myself with a DIY spa night, cooking a homemade dinner with all my family, or going dancing and meeting new people. Definitely not a dancer. I'm definitely not a cooker. I don't think I've ever been to a spa. Would be the top three. My ideal Friday, it'd probably either be happy hour or chill night with a few close pals. Both are great. But I think me and my friends have more fun when we're just having like a chill night. Like we just have a game night or something, and I think those are some of all of our favorite memories. So I'm gonna go with chill night with a few close pals.
Same. I don't have a significant other, so
Yeah, me either. That
having a
would
chill night
count.
with a few close pals.
Yep. Next, choose another scary movie to star in a sequel of. To star in? Oh no.
Yes, oh.
Megan, I don't think I've ever seen that. Candyman, hell no. Friday the 13th. Ooh, nope. Not trying to play with Jason. Nope. Oof. A Quiet Place or The Shining. I don't know if I might have seen The Shining. Maybe. I've never seen Megan though, so I don't know what she's about. I know Candyman. Some of that stuff was. I think I some of it out of my memory. Nope is the Aliens, but they was doing crazy stuff. I don't know. Quiet Place. I don't want to be quiet for the rest of my life, and I'm clumsy and
Yeah.
loud.
Fuck that.
Jason, he don't die, so
Yeah, fuck that.
nope. I guess I'm dealing with the aliens.
I'll go with The Shining because that's just someone going crazy. It's like I haven't seen The Shining in a long time. So obviously I'm don't worry if you ever plan on watching or anything. I'm not spoiling anything, but I'm not gonna say anything just in case because I don't want to get the movie like.
I think I've
what's
seen
basically
clips or
about.
something. He's the one that goes like, "Here's Johnny" or something like that, right?
Yeah. I feel like that would be easier to deal with than having to be quiet for the rest of your life, or Aliens, or Jason, fuck that, or Candyman. Megan would be my second choice, because that's just an AI, like, robot girl. I think in the future I'm going to have you and your sister react to Megan. I just don't know what month it would be, or, like, when that would be. I just got to think about movies, but maybe I would have you and your sister react to that. But I'm going to go with The Shining.
I probably should have went with that, but I just didn't know enough about him or how he.
Yeah.
Nope. I might just drive away. Like I don't know, but yeah. Oh no, there's a sound coming from inside the house. Pick a weapon to defend yourself with. Lamp,
Alright.
kitchen knife, golf clubs, flower vase, can of hairspray, hydro flask. I'm gonna go with the kitchen knife.
Same. Kitchen knife.
Yeah, I think I can.
It's the sharpest one.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with that. Finally, cast a celebrity to play Ghostface in Scream 7. Well, I don't need to. She's actually already in the movies. Harry Styles, Gabrielle Union, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Jennifer Coolidge, Paul Rudd, or Selena Gomez. The Rock is too damn big. He wouldn't even fit in a costume, and he would look crazy if he did. So no. The rest of them, I don't know if I could see Gabrielle playing that type of role. I've seen her in some things. I just don't feel like that's her. Jennifer Coolidge, I don't know that I've seen a lot of her work. I don't know. Paul Rudd, he's entertaining. I feel like he might. Probably Harry Styles. I think he is Selena, but the only thing I've seen Selena acting is Wizards of Waverly Place, and I barely watched that. But I just don't see her playing a crazy role. I'm gonna go with Harry. I never seen Harry do anything, but he just got that look. Who would you pick?
Before you say your result, I'm sorry, your thing is just freezing, so I don't want you to get your result yet, because the last thing is your result. I picked Selena Gomez because I love Selena Gomez, and I would love to see her in a screen film. That's why I picked that. Funny enough, the actors for Chad and Mindy said they would love if Dwayne The Rock Johnson came in the seventh movie and was their dad. So.
Well, yeah, but this said Ghostface, so.
Yeah, that's true. It's
But
just like, I'm just letting you know that'd be funny if that was the case. So.
Yeah, that would be interesting. All
right.
right.
So who'd you get?
Sydney Prescott, Survivor. Your personality matches Sydney. You're strong, loyal, and resilient. Like Sydney, you've been through some rough times, but you always come out on top. People trust and admire you. They even sometimes wish they could be as cool as you. You're a true fighter. You know what? I agree with all of that shit. Yes.
Funny enough, I got Sydney as well.
Look at that. We're survivors.
We both got
Damn
Sydney.
what that other
That's
one
funny.
said. I ain't
On the
gonna be
other
the
quiz,
first
we
one to
both
die. I'll be
died,
the one
though,
that
so
comes
it's
out
like,
on
what the
top.
heck?
Listen, I'm very well thought out, and I think as long as I'm not in a bad spot, like where there's literally nothing I can do, I think I could survive some of these scenarios. Well, if
I
not,
agree.
Yeah.
Like,
the only way I'm gonna get it's gonna be hard is if I go down the wrong hall and all the doors is locked, and then it's like a dead end, and I'm like, shit, I gotta fight. But
yeah, because I would go against Ghostface over, like, Jason, or, like, Freddy Krueger, or any of those other killers. Because at least Ghostface is more, like, human. Like, I feel like it's more of a chance.
right.
Alright, so that's everything we've talked about. We've done quizzes, tier list, everything. So how has your Scream experience been, Tamaj?
Amazing. Like I said, that's definitely one of my favorite horror franchises. Definitely my favorite slasher movies. Really, really enjoyed them. When I say me and my sister were looking forward to these every month, like we were so excited every time we came getting to react to one of these. Sad that it's over. Well, for now anyway. Sad that we gotta wait for 7, but excited that they're keeping it going at least for a little bit longer. Characters are great. I'm grateful that you sponsored these movies. I was honestly going to watch them on my own, so it was kind of good that you decided to sponsor these, because I don't know that I would have done a reaction. I don't even know that I would have went back to even revisit the first 4. I probably would have just jumped right into 5 and 6. And you know, funny enough, when 5 came out, I waited for it to come on Paramount. I think I had went to see something else in theaters, and that's why I didn't go. But I saw it on Paramount one day because we go to watch Star Trek there, and I was like, ooh, I'm putting that on my list. I'm gonna watch that one of these nights, and I'm just chilling. It just so happened that things kept happening, and I never got that moment to just sit down and watch it. And you know, I probably forgot about it, honestly. Then a year later rolled by, and Scream 6 came out, and I remember looking, and I'm like, okay, I gotta go back and watch 5, and then I gotta watch 6. Still didn't get around to it because y'all know I'm booked and busy. I watch so much TV. Like tonight when I'm like chilling, I'm not gonna be watching TV. Like I just watch so much TV, so I always try to find something else to do. But because other than that, I'd be tired, so I try not to watch something that I really want to watch when I'm tired. So I always be putting stuff off. I have a list of like things that I really want to watch, but God knows if I'm gonna get to it. But that's besides the point. I'm glad you sponsored it because yeah, you guys would have missed out on some amazing reactions. But if you guys have not seen the reactions on Patreon, please, they're worth it. I don't really have a deadline for when it would be on YouTube. I can definitely tell you not anytime soon. Just because I don't have the time to edit movies. I'm behind on just the shows I'm doing. So please subscribe there if you want to see those. They're well worth it. I might even throw some clips in here to give you guys an idea of what those reactions are looking like. But yeah, that's all I got.
Yes. Thank you, Tamaj,
Jordan, I think you're
for
frozen.
watching those movies. I'm frozen?
Oh yeah, go ahead. You're good now. What were you saying?
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah, I was just saying thank you for watching those movies. I know I sponsored them, but I'm just glad that you and your sister reacted to them. I love your reactions. Their reactions are worth it, guys. Their Patreon is worth it. I love their Patreon. Great reactions from both of them. They react to a ton of stuff. Because currently Fear the Walking Dead, I'm watching him react to, and anytime they've watched movies, they watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003 in the last month, which was a funny reaction. And I'm gonna still sponsor movies for every month for them. For November, I sponsored Romeo and Michelle's high school reunions, so they're gonna react to that at some point this month, so which I'm excited about.
Yep, that'll probably come out next week, I'm thinking.
All right, sounds good.
Yep, if everything
And,
goes according to plan, we'll probably do that reaction Friday of next week.
All right, sounds good. I can't wait, and thank you for having me on your channel. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, anytime. It was gone. I really enjoyed this chat. Like I said, this franchise was great. So we were overdue for an in-depth chat because by the end of the movie reactions, like we already been sitting there for about 2.5 hours. And we take breaks. We do take a break in the middle of the movies, but so we're usually about 3-hour recording sessions. So we don't always have 30 minutes to chat, but this was a good in-depth chat. Great questions. Made me really think about these characters and where they rank in my head, and definitely need to in the future give those a rewatch just so I can keep ingraining the story in my head, so that way I think definitely when they do a Scream 7, I'll have to go relook at everything and just do a quick binge so I can refresh, so I can remember, because they might bring back a surprise character, so I need to make sure I'm up to date. But I think this time around I'll remember a lot more. Because we've really looked at it in depth, so it was good. It was a good journey, y'all. Sad that it's temporarily at a halt, but
Yeah.
all right. Well, thank you guys for watching thus far. Like I said, check out Patreon for all those reactions and more things. We do movies all month long. Jordan, he'll be having a channel come out as he's mentioned, but you can catch him on Twitter, just Jordan. And I will see you guys on the next set of reactions.